In today's America, a single dollar is more than just currency. It's a symbol of possibility and limitation. We see it exchanged every day, but what does it truly represent in a world where prices are rising and every cent counts? This is not just a question, it's a challenge. Can one person survive for an entire day on just $1? For many, it's unthinkable. For some, it's a daily reality. In America, it can get you a cup of coffee. Maybe. Prices are rising and what used to be a simple pleasure now feels like a luxury. That dollar doesn't stretch as far as it used to, and even the most basic things, like a hot drink, can seem just out of reach. A song on iTunes, if it's on sale. Digital goods, streaming, and apps have changed the way we spend, but even in the virtual world, a dollar doesn't go far. It's a reminder of how quickly money can disappear, sometimes with just a tap of your finger. But what about surviving on just $1 for a whole day? That's the challenge, my friends. Imagine waking up, knowing that every meal, every snack, every sip of water has to come from that single bill. No handouts, no calling mom for an emergency loan, just me, myself, and a single George Washington bill against the concrete jungle. It's a test of creativity, grit, and determination. The rules are simple. 3 meals, no skipping, and hustle is encouraged. That means no cheating, no skipping breakfast to save up for dinner. Every bite counts, and every penny matters. Planning becomes a game of strategy, and every decision could mean the difference between going hungry and making it through the day. Can we hack the system with coupons, rewards programs, and some good old-fashioned street smarts? Maybe there's a way to stretch that dollar further than anyone expects. It's about being resourceful, thinking outside the box, and using every tool at your disposal. From scouring the internet for deals to clipping coupons and joining loyalty programs, every little bit helps. This isn't about glorifying poverty. It's about understanding the reality millions face every single day. For some, this is not a challenge or a game, it's life. Waiting in line at food pantries, stretching every dollar and making impossible choices between food, rent, and other essentials. It's a struggle that's invisible to many, but all too real for those living it. The sun's up, my stomach's rumbling, and the day is already off to a challenging start. I sit at the kitchen table, staring at an empty plate, feeling the weight of hunger and the pressure to make something out of almost nothing. The morning light filters in, but it does little to brighten my mood or fill my stomach. I know I have to get creative if I want to eat today. That single crumpled dollar bill in my pocket feels both like a lifeline and a taunt. It's not much, but it's all I've got. I can feel it burning a hole in my pocket, daring me to stretch it as far as it can possibly go. Every cent counts, and I'm determined to make it work no matter how impossible it seems. My first mission of the day is clear: conquer breakfast. But forget about fancy avocado toast, frothy lattes, or even a simple bowl of cereal. Today it's all about bare-bones sustenance. I scan the kitchen for anything edible, but all I find are a few slices of stale bread and a half-empty bottle of water. Not exactly a feast, but it's a start. Still, I know I need more if I want to keep my energy up for the day ahead. I head out to the local convenience store, dollar in hand, hoping for a miracle. But a quick scan of the shelves and pastry displays reveals the harsh truth. Prices have gone up, and even the cheapest donut is out of reach. My stomach growls in protest as I realize that my options are even more limited than I thought. The world feels indifferent to my hunger and I have to think fast. Time for plan B, negotiation and resourcefulness. As I walk past a nearby bakery, I notice the owner tossing out a tray of day-old pastries. It's a small window of opportunity, and I know I have to act quickly if I want to take advantage of it. Sometimes, survival means swallowing your pride and asking for help, even if it feels uncomfortable. I muster up my courage, put on my most genuine smile, and approach the bakery owner. With a little humility and a heartfelt story about my experimental economics project, I ask if there's any chance I could have some of the pastries that would otherwise go to waste. To my relief, the owner nods and hands me a couple of day-old bagels in a paper bag. It's not fresh, but it's food, and right now that's all that matters. Sitting on a park bench, I tear into the bagel with gratitude. It's not glamorous, and it's definitely not what I'd choose if I had more money, but it fills the emptiness in my stomach and gives me the energy I need to keep going. Every bite is a small victory, a reminder that resourcefulness and a willingness to ask for help can make all the difference. Lesson 1. Pride is a luxury I can't afford today. In moments like these, humility and creativity are my greatest assets. Hunger may be a powerful motivator, but it's my resourcefulness that will get me through the day, one meal at a time. The midday slump hits hard, and I can feel my energy draining away, almost as quickly as the last few dollars in my bank account. The sun is high, the city is buzzing, and here I am, sitting on a park bench, rubbing my eyes and wondering how I'm going to make it through the day. Hunger gnaws at my stomach, but so does the determination not to give up. I remind myself that every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. Time to hustle. I grab my garbage bags, slip on my gloves, and head out into the city with a can-do attitude. The world might see me as just another face in the crowd, but today, I'm on a mission. Every step I take is fueled by the hope that I can turn a little effort into something meaningful. I remind myself that sometimes, you have to create your own luck. It's surprising how many people toss away perfectly good cans and bottles without a second thought. To most, they're just trash, but to me, they're tiny opportunities scattered across the city. I dig through bins, scan sidewalks, and keep my eyes peeled for anything that can be turned into a few extra coins. It's not glamorous, but it's real. Every clang of metal against metal is like a tiny symphony of hope echoing in my bag. After an hour of scouring alleys, ducking behind stores, and politely asking shop owners if they need help with their recycling, my bags are getting heavier. Each conversation is a chance to connect, to share a smile, and to remind myself that kindness goes a long way. The work is gritty, but there's a strange sense of pride in it. By the end of my route, I've managed to collect enough cans and bottles to trade in for a handful of coins, enough for a couple more meals. It's not easy work, but it's honest work. Every meal I buy with those coins tastes a little better, knowing the effort it took to earn them. There's a satisfaction in knowing I made something out of nothing. Every cent earned feels like a badge of honor, a testament to the power of resourcefulness and grit. It's not just about the money. It's about proving to myself that I can find a way, no matter how tough things get. Each coin is a reminder that small efforts add up, and that resilience is worth more than gold. This challenge is teaching me more than just how to stretch a dollar. It's teaching me the true value of hard work, determination, and the dignity that comes from earning every dime. In a world that often overlooks the small victories, I'm learning to celebrate them. And as the sun sets, I know that every step, every can, and every cent is bringing me closer to something greater. As the day winds down, I find myself standing in line at a local food pantry. The air is thick with a mix of emotions, gratitude, anxiety, and a sense of community. Tonight's dinner is a humble bowl of lentil soup and a slice of bread, but honestly, it tastes like a gourmet feast. Surrounded by people who understand the struggle firsthand, I realize that this challenge isn't about deprivation. It's about perspective. It's about learning to appreciate the little things and, finding joy in the simplest of meals. As I lay down, my stomach is full, but my mind is racing. This 24-hour experiment was an eye-opener, a crash course in the realities of living on the margins. But for millions of Americans, this isn't a game. It's everyday life. The constant stress, the uncertainty, the daily grind of making ends meet, it really takes a toll. This experience has filled me with a newfound respect for the resilience of those who navigate this reality day in and day out. Time to step up. So, what can we do? First, let's educate ourselves about money. Learn how to budget, save, and invest. Second, let's support organizations fighting food insecurity. Donate, volunteer, make your voice heard. Finally, let's approach this issue with empathy, not judgment. Remember, everyone has a story, and a little kindness goes a long way. Share your own experiences, your struggles, and your triumphs. Together, we can create a world where everyone has access to the basic necessities of life.